This is the story of the year 1812, when a Swiss adventurer was passing through the Arabian desert in disguise. His name was Johann Ludwig Burckhardt. He lost his way and reached a narrow path between the rocks. After walking between the rocks for about 1.5 kilometers, the path widened, and he saw a magnificent structure built in the limestone mountain. Bouen Wai built this ancient structure in a desolate desert valley in southern Jordan. This 127-foot-high structure was not built, but carved into the mountain itself. Today, it is called Khazneh in Arabic, which means treasury, the place where treasure is kept. Majestic pillars rise from the bottom of the mountain, and on their tops are designs carved with great delicacy and beauty. A large entrance leads to a room, but no design was made inside it. Only the natural beauty of the stone can be seen. The adventurer found this scene astonishing and decided to go deeper into the rocks. He felt he might be close to finding a lost city from history. Further ahead, he saw a theater with a seating capacity of about 6,000 people, and this too was carved from stone. A pathway led to a large temple-like structure, and nearby ruins showed that people once lived here. Many monuments were also seen on the heights of the mountains. Burckhardt had found the ruins of a city that held great importance in history. This 2,000-year-old city is known today as Petra. But questions still remain. Who lived here? How did they survive in this dry desert without water? Why did they carve rocks to make such grand structures? And, most importantly, why did they leave it all behind? Once again, Tariq to Space takes us on a journey through history. When a Swiss adventurer saw all this, she remembered the story of a tribe living in the desert. He had heard that there was a tribe in the Arabian desert that used to trade silk and spices between China, India, Egypt, and Rome, and used to hide their treasure by making holes in high rocks. In Greek and Roman sources, these people have been named as Nabateans. They were famous as a nomadic tribe 2,000 years ago, and these people used to live in tents in the desert. But how did the people living in tents succeed in building such a magnificent city like Petra? After this discovery of Baghdad, Petra started getting international presence. Archaeologists and historians from all over the world started coming here so that this ancient mystery could be solved. Obviously, a 127 feet high construction, and that too, not an ordinary thing, but carving it out of stone is not a common thing. For this, the workers must have erected some temporary structure. As you must have seen even today during construction, a structure of wood is made around the building on which the workers stand and work. But not only on the treasury, but also on other structures in Petra. There are no such signs that can give any indication about its construction. After doing a lot of research and experiments, the researchers found an incomplete structure in Petra itself, and perhaps the secret of its construction was hidden in it. Looking at it, it seems that this is only the upper part of the structure, and the rest of the limestone below was not cut at all. This shows that the Nabateans used to start building any structure from the top. In the construction of the treasury also, first they climbed the steep rock and dug a horizontal shaft in the limestone mountain. Explaining tone. Standing inside this shaft, they carved pillars and various designs, and then slowly moved down. When the upper half of the structure was completed, the stone debris below would have accumulated so much that now, by climbing its slope, the remaining half of the structure could be completed easily. This method of construction has not been seen anywhere else in the ancient sites around the world. Researchers got a hint about this trick when they carved a structure exactly like Petra in America. the Nabateans had left very little writing in Petra. At only 1 or 2 places, something written in Aramaic script was found. This language was used in the Middle East during the time of Jesus. It was written in this script that this tomb is very sacred. Whatever is inside it should never be changed or taken out from here. But the chamber outside which this was written had nothing except a few shelves. Looking at the size of these shelves, it was assumed that these were used to keep dead bodies. This place was actually their burial chamber. More than 800 such chambers have been discovered in the rocks of Petra. At first, it was also thought that perhaps this city was a cemetery. But later, researchers also found some evidence that indicated the presence of living people here. On estimating the size of the living area, it was found that during its golden period, 20 to 30,000 people lived in Petra. But this is a city of thousands of people, and that too in a barren desert. So where did these people get water from? A clue to this is found in a structure present in Petra, which is called the Great Temple. Some holes have been found on the floor here. It seemed that perhaps water used to flow under it. When experts scanned this place with GPR, that is ground-penetrating radar, an important clue came to light. GPR throws radio signals into the ground. These signals collide with different materials and come back at different speeds. For example, after hitting the soil, they return slowly. But in an empty space, their speed increases. By studying the speed of the signals, it can be estimated where there is empty space under the ground. The results of GPR showed that a whole network of channels was laid under the floor of the temple, just like plumbing work done before building a house. This evidence was enough to prove that there was an underground water network in Petra. But where did this water come from? Because this place is one of the driest in the world. Locals still use a reservoir of water, which is called Ain Musa. This natural spring provides water from underground, but the problem is that it is about 8 kilometers away from Petra's site. So now the question arises, how did the Nabateans bring water from Ain Musa, 8 kilometers away, through rocks? Get a hint of this in the narrow entrance of the treasury. Here, signs of pipelines have been seen between the rocks. Such a pipeline was joined in small sections. When water passes through these small sections of the pipe, it must have leaked. But if water was so important for the Nabateans, how would they let it go to waste? When water passes through any pipeline, air pockets are naturally formed inside it, creating pressure and slowing the flow. This pressure pushes against the pipe walls, and if there are joints, water begins to leak from them. Hydro engineers did many experiments, and it came to light that if the angle of the pipe is inclined at 4 degrees, then air pockets will not form inside. The flow of water will also be good, and there will be no leakage. When experts saw the angle of the pipelines laid in Petra, it was surprisingly inclined at exactly 4 degrees. That means the Nabateans knew about this scientific principle 2,000 years ago, a principle we have only recently discovered. After seeing all this, one thing is clear. The Nabateans were masters of hydroengineering. Water in Petra was supplied not only from Ain Musa, but also from flash floods coming from the mountains. Even today, when flash floods occur here, they are quite deadly. To avoid these, ancient dams were built at different locations in Petra. Researchers have discovered about 5 such ancient dams here, and the walls of some have been preserved for 2,000 years. These dams were not only used to store water, but also protected the city from the devastation of floods. So far, we have come to know that the Nabateans who settled here used to trade between China, India, Egypt, and Rome. Their skills of carving stones and creating magnificent structures have not been seen anywhere else in the world. Their engineers even mastered the art of bringing water into a desert. But one question still remains. Why did this city become deserted? Why were the 3,000 people who lived here forced to leave their city? Ancient records tell us that a very dangerous earthquake occurred in the year 363, and Petra also has debris of such broken structures which seem to be the work of an earthquake. Perhaps because of that earthquake, many structures of Petra collapsed and dams broke. After that, the same water which was the life of the city took its life. Flash floods swept away the entire city, and the remaining infrastructure which the Nabateans had built over several hundred years turned into ruins. Now, there was neither water nor any system left here. Traders changed their routes, and the people of the city slowly moved to other cities. Petra got the status of UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1985. And if you have seen Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, then the Holy Grail temple in it is actually the Al-Khazne of Petra. Hope you will like and share this video of Tariq 2 Space. Thank you very much for your loving comments. See you in the next great video.